All right, good morning, afternoon, or possibly even late at night, whichever the case may be, depending on what time you got up and got off the video game. Oh, did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. We're going to be moving on with our universe and galaxies. Now, just for clarification, this is going to be page 3 in our notes packet. Okay, and again, you could write these down on a sheet of paper. It's just where I'm picking up, page 3. And don't forget, we're going to do some vocabulary there at the end. Okay, so this covers what would have been in class, slides 29 through 32. And by the way, that program my wife and I have been binge watching is called Outer Banks. It's pretty good. I don't want to give away too much. It's just good. All right, well let's get rolling. All right, so yesterday we covered the fact that we measure distances within a solar system using an astronomical unit. Well, if we're looking at things outside of our solar system, we're going to measure distances in a couple of ways. We're going to use a light year, and we've heard about that. We covered that before. Okay, and we've got that point that sunlight reaches the Earth in 8 minutes. One little photon, when it leaves the sun, takes 8 minutes for it to get to our atmosphere. And we already know a whole lot of things that happen when energy from the sun hits us. Okay, the other method we're going to use is a parsec. That's 3.26 light years. Now, I'd be drilling that into your mind if we were doing our semester exams, but we're not going to. And y'all would have been some of the most prepped people in the whole county, but we're not doing that. So, I think this may refer back to page 2, but you may want to check that. Okay, now we're going to move on and we're going to actually fill in our box. Now, this is methods that we use to measure these distances. In other words, here's the distance, like in miles. If we say Atlanta's so many miles away from Tampa, okay, this is what we reported in. This is how we find it. Okay, I know it's a lot. Hold on, let me break this down for you. We're going to fill this box out. The method name is the red. Okay, is the red stuff. What it measures is underlined in black. Okay, and the data that we get back, the information that we get to when we use these methods, that's what's in green. Okay, so you could go ahead and write those 4 methods down over on the far left: parallax, spectroscopic parallax, Cepheid variables, and Doppler shift. Doppler shift could be explained this way. If you've ever heard a siren coming towards you, police siren or ambulance, it has a certain pitch coming towards you, but then as it moves away, there's a change in pitch, right? It sounds different because the wavelength of that sound wave is stretching out. And we covered that a few days ago. Okay, but we call that whole thing Doppler shift. And that's one of the methods that we use to look at weather. Remember Doppler radar. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and fill this out, and I'll just walk through this with you. Parallax, what does it measure? Underline in black, different planets' positions. Okay, and what data does it give? It's the distance of closer stars. All right, spectroscopic parallax, that's our second one. What does it measure? It measures the color and brightness of luminosity. Okay, we look at that property of different stars and we determine some things. What do we determine? The distance that star is, or how far away it is. Okay, we're halfway done. Number 3, Cepheid variables. Okay, what does it measure? The blinking of the light of stars. They all blink. Okay, so it measures that what am I trying to say? The period, the time in between the blinking. And what does it tell us? It tells us the distance between galaxies that star is in. Okay, so that's the last one. And then Doppler shift. Okay, what does it measure? Well, it measures the changes in the wavelength of light. Redshift, remember that? Okay, and what does it tell us? It tells us the distance of stars that are farther away, or farthest stars. So now you could pause this if you wanted to and play those back, but I'm going to keep moving because my timer is on and I don't want the file to be huge. Okay, we're going to cover a lot.